Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to the Cyclist Tactics. This is episode number 2. We're just getting our career underway. We did our first 2 stages of our first stage race. It's a 4-stage race. Stage 3 is flat. We're going to cruise through this one and then get into stage 4 and see if we can hold on to our good results so far. One thing we will definitely hang on to is our first ever stage win right away on just stage number 2. But we've got the points jersey, we've got the King of the Mountains jersey. Can we hang on to those going forward? And we've had such an easy stage so far, but that changes in an instant. The first half of the stage was totally flat. Now we have 2 little hills and then on to the finish, and everything is being decided in this moment. So we're on the first of the 2 hills. For Iker, it's going to take almost everything he's got. It's going to take all of his attack power at the very least just to get out of this sector. But it's going to make a big difference to bypass that hill. So I am going to go ahead and do so for all of my guys. And that's going to leave behind a handful of riders. Going to that last move was a conserve energy move. They're trying to set us up to bypass the second hill, or at least slingshot most of the way up the hill. So the entire group takes what could have maybe been 1 stretched turn, turn it into 2 turns, and everybody restores a little bit of energy before you go on. You can see Iker Ruiz, no attack power left, and just 14 energy. It's going to be difficult for him to get to the finish here. Okay, how far does the momentum get you? Most of the way up, but definitely not all the way. Look at that. 1 rider has pushed on all the way up the climb already. Iker can't even make it. We'll take the 5, or do we want to take... No, take the 5. Take the 5. You're going to get most of your way up the hill, or you're going to lose a lot of time. Ferraro can't push up. Oh, that's our yellow jersey. He's got at least a 2 mountain rating. So only 2 riders leave the group. 1 attacking, and that's the current yellow jersey, and 1 getting dropped, and that's our very own Iker Ruiz. You can just see how much weaker these 2 are compared to everybody else. Level 1 is so weak. We're going to save energy. We're not going after the 2 points left in the KOM. Gabriel's going to get dropped, but we're going to try to save some energy for the next stage. Dang, Frank Washington has already crossed the line. He is so strong compared to everybody else on the climbs. I can't keep up. I'm gonna get dropped, huh? And just like that, we have 3 stages in the book. We still sit second overall, even though the leader of the race gained more time than what he already had, 2/3 of a minute over everybody else. That gap was literally over everybody else, so we didn't lose time on any of the other chasers, which keeps us solidly in second place overall. Frank Washington will not be beat. He now leads the sprint jersey competition, but we still have a decent lead in the mountain jersey competition, though it has shrunk a little bit now at just 6 points, with 1 more semi-difficult stage 4 to go. Washington pushed pretty hard on the last stage, so hopefully he's a little tired, and that'll give us a bit of an edge in stage 4. Maybe we can go claim a second victory. It opens with 3 climbs back to back to back, 2 of them categorized, and then 1 finishing longer climb, though not very steep. It's going to be an interesting day for this one. It's a hilly mountain stage. Length is 286 nodes. has the mountain finish. This definitely could shake up the standings a little bit, though. Looking at Ferraro's time, unless he totally blows up, you can't see him dropping really out of the top 5, as we've got a good 2-minute gap over those chasers. Our character now sits 17th overall, so he's made nice progress in just his first race and just a level 2, especially considering the teammates are sitting back in the Lanterne Rouge. Gabriel Diaz has moved up a spot, sitting 28th, and Ruiz still sitting dead last. In terms of energy, Ferraro, max 99. Great day on that part. Full gas for the final stage, and this time we're not going to have to sit around and wait. Meanwhile, though, my character is getting more and more tired as this race goes on, not recovering quite as well. Has to dig a bit deeper each stage to stay in there, as we don't have the quality that Ferraro has. We can just climb that mountain one, really helping, but we don't have the flat bonus to get us through the flat, and that's where we're just kind of slowly dwindling down. Points right now looking exactly the same. We dropped 10 points here as we have slipped to second place in the points classification, but we've had a day wearing the jersey for each of these, so plus 10 points there, so it's a wash at the moment. And we'll see, we'll get another day wearing this one at least, so there's another 5 points, but we'll see where we finish positionally. Interesting prospect right off the bat to lose time, but I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to sacrifice 2 nodes. We'll get one of those back on the next turn, but it's going to save us the attack points, which Ruiz only has 6 for the entire stage, so in terms of survival, it's probably not a great idea to be losing that kind of time. Meanwhile, Michel Ferraro can attack right off the bat and get out front. Remember, we have a 7-point lead. There's 3 available at that KOM. There's 3 available there, so that could dwindle us to a 1-point lead, and then 7. So that could even things or push us behind. If we can collect 3 points here, that gives us a 10-point edge plus 10 left. We only need 1 point somewhere along the way, so we're gonna go ahead and push. Not quite max effort, but I'm gonna really go out front here with Ferraro. You can see Ferraro is being joined at the top of this first climb, but because we got there first, a little bit ahead of everybody else starting out ahead, we're going to get those max points there, so those 3 points that we needed. So great job already. And you can see not as much effort necessary for my character to keep pace. So quickly, we're just pushing right up onto the end of this thing. Groups pulling together just before we hit the final climb. Meanwhile, of course, Diaz, again, as always, running out of energy, so he's in conserve mode, riding with a small pack of riders. And then, having been way off the back for some time already, we've got Igor Ruiz, who's got some energy. He just doesn't have the ability to attack, and he got left behind quite early often, and that gap only got bigger. But what we've done is we've managed his energy in a way that should anyway, prevent him from facing the threat of getting eliminated on time. Not that that matters, it's the final stage anyway, but it'd still be nice to finish officially in the race. Meanwhile, Diaz, who's well ahead of him, is going to fade and drop back. Obvious placement here as everybody hits the last part of the descent. Can't make it to there, so yep, that's a good place. Let's go ahead and take the bonus, get a little health back. And Washington already crosses the line, and it looks like others are making it as well. Now this is the final This is the end of the race, so Ferraro, we're going to go full out to take second place on the stage. There you go, he's done it. Second place. That's going to be a nice solid finish on that one, but that's still not going to get us all the way there. Last attack point. Yeah, might as well. It's not top 5. I'll have to look down the order to see ultimately where we're finishing on that one. Oh boy, here we go. Gabriel Diaz has nothing left in terms of energy. I think maybe we push for the 5, the extent of what we can get here, or we stay with the group and wait for the next one. Okay, we could attack. He has 13 left. Let's go ahead and take the last 4 spot. Oh yes. Yes, last attack energy all the way to the 14. Look at that. Big move for Iker Ruiz there. From last place. Can't quite top out. We'll go... Well, he's got 10 left. Let's use 5. We'll just use 4. We'll catch up to that individual. Okay. We could conserve for the end. 6 energy left for the final push. He's caught up to this one individual. He's not going to finish last on this stage. Oh, we'll see about that. That's the last of the energy. Burnt it climbing quickly. But we've moved out of the Lanterne Rouge spot where we've been from the very beginning of the stage. And there we go. We have completed our very first go on the stage. It's Frank Washington, but we get second place on the stage. We also get second place in the overall. We get second place in the points classification, but we do hang on to the King of the Mountains. So second, and first in our very first race. I'll take that. That's a good start. And that leads to a pretty solid performance. We pick up 10 more points for getting second on the stage. We get 5 more points for another day wearing the King of the Mountains. That gives us 145 points. And the season performance was looking for 103 plus. We already got 145 right away in the first race. So sponsors are going to be happy for the year. That's already taken care of. Now we move on to the next. We have our first opportunity to scout for some young contracts. We have the opportunity to scout for some young talent or riders without a contract. For now, I'm going to look for somebody who is good on the flat, as we really lack in that department, and that could help us out significantly going forward. And here are 3 riders. 2-7 and just 17 years of age. This Donald Hall, already good stamina, good on the flat. Hey, look at that. There's our definite add to scout list. It looks like we're going to be able to scout, what was it, up to 8? Time trial expert, level 4, already maxed out. Oh, terrible energy. No. No, thank you. Our second race is going to be a bit of an oddball. It's a flat individual time trial with a little bit of a hill. It's only 68 nodes long, so it's pretty short, but it's our weakest 3 riders that are here. Diaz, Ulenkanov, who we haven't ridden with just yet, and Ruiz. So we'll see how they do with this one. In terms of energy, it's fairly low. In terms of attack, you'll have, 76 total. We'll have 73 total, and we'll have 84. So Ruiz really should do the best, but it's going to depend slightly on their flat ratings, the variables that they have, and how quickly they can actually move. But I don't suspect we're going to finish terribly well with this one. Alright, so our first move is a tricky one, because if you get into the upper hill, which you can see at least one person's trying to do, you're kind of getting yourself in a difficult way. You could push into the lower slopes and then get past the hill, or we can go from here. Let's see, how many nodes is 8? 2, 4, 6, 8. You'd have to push pretty hard to get beyond it. And we're talking about a 5 push after. If we go to here, we're only pushing 1 right now. And 6 is going to get you to there. It's going to have to push 2 to get beyond. So it's a push of 3 versus a push of 4. But the energy level is going to be probably a bigger drop, because this is only 4. We'll save 4 overall energy. I'm going to do the push on the next part. However, here, that's not a push. That's just 9 energy. We'll go ahead and take that one. This one again. And that's our 3 riders. Just 3 today. Alright, up and over the top. We'll give... we only get +7 at all for the entirety. So let's go ahead and take just a small push. Diaz gets a big push, so Diaz we want to push heavily, so let's go max effort. Ruiz does not, but we could push a bit. I mean, you can get 3 good pushes at about a 5. In fact, all of them, 8th, 9th, and 10th, right there in the order. Not bad. Top 10 for all 3 riders. That's a good day. Not a win, and one team took 4 of the top 6 positions. But that's quality difference. There's only so much you could do, and I'm definitely starting to figure out how the time trial works on here a little bit better. Had a couple opportunities to practice it. That is March behind us. April is going to be another 4-stage race. We're going to have a team of 4. We're going to have our 2 leaders there. Ferraro on a minor fitness peak. Nothing for me. No level change yet in our group, so there's still a long ways to go for all of that. But we are going to have our 2 assistants on fitness peaks, so that's going to be a good thing. That'll help us out a little bit. As we go into this one, but then we'll have a couple classics in a row for one final and lengthy stage race. That's also our only tier 2 race of the season, and then a classic to wrap things up. So this next one is probably our 2nd or 3rd biggest race of the year that we're going to face in this. 2 mountain stages, a hilly stage, and 1 flat stage. No time trials. That's a good thing for me. It opens with the flat stage, so we'll fly past that one, and then we'll have 2 mountain stages to navigate. But really excited by what we've already been able to accomplish in just this first season. Now, I've already picked out 1 rider on the flat for my short list. So I'm going to now try to look at mountain, but this is not the area to find mountain riders. Let's see, where can we find climbing and descending? There you go. So we'll try to scout this region for a mountain rider. And then this will be what we have. We have Raphael Koch, who's a level 2 with potential level 7. That's definitely not a bad thing right there. Time trial expert, which we don't have one yet. Not great on the energy. We could always work on it. He does make up for it with a decent amount of attack, but 1 on the downhill, -1 on the sprint. Well, okay, he does have +1 on the time trial, and is close to leveling up. I think you got to go with the potential, because then you can apply the points where you need to apply the points, where these other guys just aren't going to have anything of that nature. Alright folks, and one last thing we're going to take a look at before we wrap it up today. Here is our first look at the world map. It is a fictional world. As you can see, it is one continent here. Gizmea is where our team is from. It's the large nation in the northwestern, and you can see why Helvetia is the mountain region, why you get climbers coming out of there, so on and so forth. So you kind of get that layout of what to expect of riders. Anyway, that's pretty cool. It also shows all of our races on the calendar this year that we are signed up for, and what region they are in, and what cost there is to travel to each of those places. So it's some interesting stuff in the finances department showing up on this screen. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.